Hello everyone. So here we have another similar type of question which says that which one of the following complexes is Jahn-Teller distorted. So in my previous videos I have solved a few questions of this type, and to solve these questions please go and revise Jahn-Teller distortion, the theoretical part, and how this occurs and what are the conditions. So basically you have to keep in mind that for any complex to be Jahn-Teller distorted, we have to check out the distribution of d electrons in the T2g and Eg orbitals. So for a complex to be Jahn-Teller active, either the T2g or Eg orbitals should be unsymmetrically filled, and stronger JT distortion occurs in unsymmetrical filling of Eg orbitals. Okay, so let's start. What are the options? So the first option is a cobalt complex, hexaamine cobalt plus 3. Then the option B is hexa aqua chromium plus 3. Option C is hexa aqua copper plus 2. And the fourth option D is hexa cyanoferrate 2 because the oxidation state of iron in this complex is 2. Okay, let's check out the options one by one. So the first option is CONH3 3 plus. So cobalt in the ground state has 3d7 4s2 valence electronic configuration, and in the plus 3 oxidation state cobalt becomes 3d6 only 4s0. Okay, and then how to fill these 6 electrons? Now the important point here is we have to keep in mind that what kind of ligand is amine in this particular complex. So amine in this particular complex acts as a strong field ligand, okay, and thus it favors pairing of d electrons. Okay, and before that I will just let you remind that amine is an intermediate ligand basically in the spectrochemical series, if you recall, and it becomes a strong field ligand only in higher oxidation states, while in lower oxidation state like +1 and +2 it is a weak field ligand. So cobalt is +3, so we will consider it as a higher oxidation state, and it is a strong field ligand in this particular complex. Okay, after this clarity, let's just fill the 6 electrons. Now since the 6 electrons are paired, so all of them should stay in the T2g orbital. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So all paired, and thus T2g orbital is symmetrically filled and there is no Jahn-Teller distortion expected for this complex. Now coming to option B, CrH2O 3 plus. So chromium in the ground state has 3d5 4s1 valence electronic configuration. In the +3 oxidation state, chromium has only 3d3 electrons. And now how to fill these electrons in T2g and Eg. And before that, what kind of ligand is aqua? It's a weak field ligand. So the electrons, the d electrons will not be paired. Now since the d electrons are not paired in complex B, option B, so we have singly occupied electrons in 3 T2g orbitals. So 1, 1, 1 in 3 T2g orbitals. So this is again symmetrically filled. Okay, so no Jahn-Teller distortion is expected in this complex as well. So up to now, option A and option B, so both have symmetrically filled T2g orbitals. So A also does not show JT distortion, B also does not show JT distortion. Okay, now coming to option C, CuH2O 2 plus. Okay, so copper in the ground state has 3d10 4s1 valence electronic configuration, and what happens in +2 state? So in the +2 state, the valence electronic configuration has 3d9 electrons. So 9 electrons in the d orbitals. Okay, so how to arrange these? And again we see we have aqua ligands, which is a weak field ligand, and it will not favor pairing of d electrons. Now if there is no pairing of d electrons, in either way, if we fill 9 electrons in T2g and Eg orbitals, So there has to be asymmetry. So we have to keep this in mind that this D9 configuration will always show Jahn-Teller distortion. Why? Because in either way, even if it is a high spin complex or low spin complex, even if there is pairing or no pairing, then while we fill 9 electrons in 5 orbitals, it has to be an unsymmetrical filling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And either way, if we go like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairing first in T2G and then we go to EG 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So in any case, we will get one unpaired electron and that will make this EG orbital unsymmetrically filled. We have 3 electrons in 2 orbitals of EG. That is why EG orbital in D9 configuration is unsymmetrically filled. So due to the unsymmetrical filling of EG orbitals in the D9 configuration, the complex CuH2O whole 6 2 plus has Jahn-Teller distortion. So out of A, B, C, option C in all probability will show Jahn-Teller distortion. Okay, now let's check out the last option, FeCN6 4 minus. So Fe iron in the ground state, it has a 3d6 4s2 valence electronic configuration, and in the plus 2 oxidation state, what happens? It has only 3d6 electrons. Okay. Now, I hope you understood how this plus 2 oxidation state is coming from. So here, if we take Fe as X, Cn has -1 charge, and we have 6 Cn ligands. So 6 into -1 is -6, and total charge on the complex is -4. So X becomes +2. So the oxidation state of iron in this complex is +2. Now what about the ligand Cn? So Cn is a strong field ligand which favors pairing of d electrons. And we have to fill 6 d electrons. So if pairing occurs, that means these 6 electrons remain in the T2G orbitals like this. Okay, 6 electrons in 3 T2G orbitals symmetrically filled. So since there is symmetrical filling of T2G orbitals, so this complex also does not show Jahn-Teller distortion. So out of the 4 options, only option C, which has copper in the D9 electronic configuration, shows Jahn-Teller distortion. Okay, so the correct option for this question will be option C. I hope this explanation is clear to you, and all these questions are asked in different years in various competitive examinations, and hope it is helpful. Please like, share and subscribe if you like my videos, and please let me know in the comment section what you want to learn next in chemistry and the questions where you find difficulty. Thank you so much.